Welcome to Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, the capital city and the home of the Columbus Fury. I'm Erica Robbins, along with Hall of Famer Audrey Flaw, and the Fury hosting the Indy Ignite this evening. Indy Ignite in their inaugural season in the PVF, and they're in the top 4 right now in the league standings, coming in at 12-8. Columbus is at the bottom of the pack with a record of 5-15, but Audrey, these teams have played 3 times so far this season, and it has not been easy for Indy to get the win. They've won all of the matches. They're 3-0 against Columbus, but 2 of those 3 matches were 5-setters.
Yeah, and you know what? The Lightning is happening here, the Thunder, and it's a great place to play the PVF here in Columbus, Ohio. But you're absolutely right, Erica. These 2 teams go head-to-head, and it is a treat to watch. As you mentioned, 5-set for 2 of those matches, and it came down to the wire in the 5th set for both of those 5-set matches. So these 2 teams know each other well. For the Columbus Fury, they desperately need this win, and they're ready to punch a team in the face. They are angry, and they want to win for their fans. And this Indy Ignite team, boy, oh boy, they are solid. Top to bottom, this roster for the Ignite is so talented. We're going to talk a lot about Azani Teeler, but the setter, Sydney Hilly, is definitely one to watch.
Right, and if you look at these rosters, if you just look at the numbers in the PVF, these are all professional volleyball players, but the Indy Ignite has 8 rookies, women that have never played professional volleyball before because they're coming out of college. 3 on their roster are first-year players, and no one on Indy's roster has played more than 5 years professionally. Columbus, on the other hand, they have 67 years of professional volleyball experience.
Yeah, and Nutsara Tomcom, she's the setter that was added to the Columbus Fury roster. She's got 18 years of professional experience alone, but her, Megan Courtney Lush, I mean, those 2 are very talented, experienced players.
Yeah, let's talk about the 2 setters for these teams. First, for the Indy Ignite, wearing number 2, Sydney Hilly is a setter that's been in the league. She was in the league last year and took the Omaha Supernova to the championship game, and then she came over to Indy to help Indy launch their team this year, and she is just amazing.
Yeah, she was the PVF Player of the Week on the 25th of March, I believe, and she's from the University of Wisconsin, a 5-time All-American, a 3-time Big Ten Setter of the Year. She's got a ton of skill, she's smart, and she's really calm under pressure. So the Ignite have a tested champion leading the offense for
That's
them.
for sure, and she is currently leading the PVF in assists right now, which is amazing. Now the Fury, their setter, as we touched on, is a new addition to the team. She just came in on March 23rd. She appeared in the first match against Atlanta, and it's number 15, Nutsara Tomcom, and wow, she's regarded as one of the best setters in the world.
Yeah, she's only 5'5", and she's a dynamo. I love watching her set. She's fast, she's deceptive, and she really does things that some other very talented setters don't do, and that is she's a very tricky setter. She can put the ball wherever she wants, in whatever position she is in, and yet she does it in a really deceitful way. She doesn't give away where she's putting the ball. It's so fun to watch, and we'll be sure to point that out throughout the match.
Yeah, and again, if you've been watching all season long, she just made quite a difference to the offense for the Fury. Things move a lot faster. Another fun note to mention on the Fury roster, the popular setter, number 12, Tori Stringer. She's expecting her first child, so she's still on the roster, but she's not dressed this evening because she's taking care of that little bun in the oven. The teams have been introduced. We went through all the excitement at the Open. If you've never been to a match here at Nationwide Arena, it is something to see with all that lightning going on and all the events they have around for the fans. It's just really fun family entertainment here in Columbus, Ohio.
It's great family fun, and it's great volleyball. The level of play of both these teams is going to be absolutely spectacular. So if you've never watched professional volleyball, get ready, because we're going to see some lights out defense. Both sides of the net have great liberos. Elena Scott, the rookie libero for the Indy Ignite, she's going to make some dynamite plays. Out of Louisville, 3-time All-American and 2-time ACC Defensive Player of the Year. She'll be one to watch.
All right, there's lots of fun going on here in the arena, and there will be lots of excitement on the court. Again, if you're not familiar with professional volleyball, it is the best of 5. They play the first 4 sets to 25. You do have to win by 2. If we go to that 5th set, it'll be to 15. And as we mentioned earlier this season, when these two teams have faced off, yes, the Indy Ignite won all 3 of their matchups, but 2 of those 3 matchups went to 5 sets. And the last time the Ignite played the Fury was on Thursday, March 20th. They were at Indianapolis, and the Ignite took the first 2 sets, but then it was the Fury that took 2 sets to make it a 5-set match. So that one was really a nail-biter, and it came down to the Ignite winning that one 15-13. So again, it wasn't an easy win by any means for the Ignite. And we do have number 15, Nusara Tomcom, the new addition. She'll open the match for the Fury. Both teams set their offense, but Isabella Rapach for the Fury runs into the big block of the Ignite.
Yeah, Kate Baird, we want to mention that she has been a recent add-on to this Indy Ignite team, and she is not only a great offensive player, but an amazing blocker, as you saw in that last play.
Baird just signed last week, the Stanford All-American, wearing number 99. They'll go to Baird again. She runs into the Fury block. They'll set her a second time. And again, it's the Fury block, but it goes out of bounds. Point Indy.
Yeah, Baird is the 2-time All-American, 3-time conference champion out of Stanford, 6'3", really does a good job of swiping the ball off the block for the first point.
Tomcom goes to Rapach. She's successful with the off-speed up and over.
Love the placement of that shot. Rapach goes for that tip right in the left front area of the court, really putting pressure on Baird to make a play.
Kaylee Cox back to serve for the Fury. Again, it's Baird for the Ignite, and she finds that back line. Point Indy.
I think in this league, you really have to be good at bump setting out of system sets. You see it perfectly executed there by Indy Ignite off of the forearms of the back row player, put up perfectly for Baird to take a big rip.
Tomcom goes to the middle, and Ramelsberg, she's blocked. Tomcom chooses the outside, and Rapach. Fury get a handle on the block that time by Megan Lush and Kaylee Ramelsberg.
Well, Megan Lush, with all her experience as a player on the outside, she knows exactly how to line up and seal the net. She sealed it perfectly. Teeler ran right into her.
Ramelsberg back to serve. She's from right here in Central Ohio. Grew up in Westerville, a suburb of Columbus. Tomcom on her knees to Rapach. Baird again for Ignite. Bounces off the Fury block. Point Indy.
Great defensive play in the midst of that rally by Kaylee Cox, and middle back for the Fury, keeping the ball alive. But nonetheless, the point is won off the shoulder of Bard. Nice, great off the hands of the block for a point.
Tomcom goes to Megan Lush. Lush's attack is a little long. Point Indy. Baird with the service error there. That'll bring the ball back to the Fury side to serve. Indy go to the middle to CC Crawford, but she runs into the Fury block.
Now that was a B or a 31 play on the Ignite side of the net, and Abby Walker lines up perfectly, takes that lateral step, gets up over the net, and seals it nicely.
And what a nice, well-placed kill by number 18, Carly Scott, for the Ignite.
Two-time ABC All-American out of Michigan. Has a lot of power behind that swing. She's going to get her number called a lot tonight as a left side for the Indy Ignite.
Tom-Com goes to their left side. Megan Lush. Again, it's a little long for Lush. Serving for the Ignite, CC Crawford, played at the University of Wisconsin. Tom-Com goes back set to Abby Walker. She's blocked by the Ignite.
Now right now the Columbus Fury is really trying to set a fast offense to Walker. However, it has to go higher than the hands of the blocker. Right now, Abby Walker hitting fast but low on the top seam of the net.
Tom-Com goes to Rapach. And the Ignite can't handle it. Kill Rapach.
Well, Tom-Com is going to find number 2, Isabella Rapach, as often as she can. She's in the backcourt. A beautifully placed set right there in front of the 10-foot line. Rapach reaches nice and high, lots of velocity behind her swing.
Broken play for the Indy Ignite. Fury will take the point.
And we talk about how important the serve is. Megan Lush, not a lot of power behind the serve, but a lot of movement on the ball, which is causing the pass a little bit of trouble. But there, that time, a perfect pass off of Lush's serve.
And that was an attack error for Indy, so Fury will take the point and keep the serve. Fury has worked their way back to within 1 in this first set. Out of the back row, it's Baird. Fury handles it. Tom-Com goes to Kaylee Cox, who goes nice and hard. And you saw number 18, Carly Scott, for the Ignite, come to the Fury's other side. They are legally allowed to pursue the ball on the other side.
Absolutely. Every point is important, and you saw the effort defensively that Indy Ignite showed in pursuing that ball.
And now we're tied at 8. Here comes Indy. And Lydia Martin runs right into that big Fury block.
Well, Abby Walker has her club volleyball coach sitting on the end line watching her play. That's one of the things that she's super excited about. And the UC coach, not her coach, but nonetheless, a lot of people here from UC coming to watch Abby Walker play as well.
Yeah, Abby Walker, also a big fan favorite because she grew up in Ohio. Played at John Glenn. Went to the University of Cincinnati. Big kill there by Kaylee Cox.
When we talk about how deceptive Tom-Com is, take a look at this. B and go and no blocker. And Johnny Teeler says, my bad, I just lost track of my hitter.
And there's the hitter for the Indy Ignite, getting the kill, Carly Scott. We're all tied at 10s. Indy makes the substitution. In to serve, number 6, Kylie Muir. You may have seen her play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Muir, unfortunately, goes into the net. Service error. We've rotated around 1 full time. We're back to Tom-Com serving for the Fury. Fury up 11-10. Fury attacking with Rapach. She runs into the Ignite block.
Well, so far in set 1, we're seeing some wonderful blocks on both sides of the net. That time, it was all Ignite straight down on Rapach's kill.
Tom-Com goes to Kaylee Cox. out of system for the Ignite. Here come the Fury. And they go nice and strong with their middle, Kaylee Ramelsberg.
Well, we mentioned in the open how the Columbus Fury wants to punch a team in the teeth, and right now they're really giving Indy everything that they have and doing so well offensively in the middle.
Sarah May right there to handle the Ignite's attack. They go to the other side this time to Teeler. Tomcom will go to Rapach. And Kathy Baird runs into that block with Rapach and Ramelsberg.
Wow. Great net action so far in this first set. Again, the blocking has been outstanding, both sides of the net, but you're going to see this one. Look at how Rapach just angles her hands into the center of the court.
Teeler on the right side for the Ignite. Another block for the Fury. Ignite tries again. Tomcom, quick set to Ramelsberg, and it's effective in the middle.
And when the Columbus Fury isn't getting a stuff block, they're getting positive touches on the ball to slow down this really lethal offense that Indy Ignite has. And as a result, getting great transition swings.
Fury up by 3. Sarah May got a hand on it. But that's about all she could do.
That was Cece Crawford out of the middle with a nice quick attack.
Rapach loads the gun on the right side and gets it done for the Fury.
That's the type of set that opens up areas of the court for hitters to swing into. Nutsar Tomcom was actually facing back to the net. As she turned to set the ball, it looked like she was going to set the middle. She had me fooled. And then she quickly, with her thumbs under the ball, sets the ball to Rapach. Rapach has just enough area along the net to swing into for the kill.
Indy goes to the middle. Number 12, Cece Crawford, found a little hole on the Fury floor.
Yeah, when the middle for the Columbus Fury serves the ball, they play left back defense, and that's exactly where Cece Crawford knows to tip the ball. They got to run that ball down in these big middles. It takes them a little bit more time to get under that ball.
Too big of a serve there for Indy. It goes long. That'll be a point for the Fury. And at the media timeout in the first set, Columbus Fury lead it 16-13. We'll take a short break and be right back with more PVF Volleyball on YouTube. Welcome back to PVF Volleyball at Nationwide Arena. The Columbus Fury hosting the Indy Ignite this Saturday night. Fury lead it in the first set, 16-13. And they get another point off the middle, Abby Walker.
Mentioned Abby Walker. Again, Meredith Rice, who is the AVC, so The club director for AVC Volleyball Club is here, and a lot of AVC players are here to cheer Abby Walker on, which is where Abby Walker played up in Cleveland.
Indy Ignite stop the Fury scoring streak right there. They bring in a server, number 6, correction, number and a tough one there for number 18, Carly Scott. Just a tough, tough set to get to. Isabel Martin and Caroline Crawford go to the bench for Indy. Ajani Taylor way too long. That'll be a point for the Fury. And the Indy Ignite want a timeout to talk about it because the Fury leads this first set, 19-14. What a start for the Columbus Fury.
Yeah, it's an amazing start. I'll tell you what, they're serving short. That's one of their strategies. They're getting good block touches, slowing the ball down, and they're really taking advantage of some of these unforced errors from the Indy Ignite. Taylor can go off. She is number 3 in points and total kills in the league, so she's 3rd. I would not mess with her.
No.
However,
no,
she's made some errors, and we'll see if Sydney Hilly goes back to her to get her in rhythm.
Yeah, and kills score a lot of points, and the Indy Ignite currently leading the PVF in kills and kill percentage. So you don't want to mess with the offense if the Indy Ignite, if you can put a stop to it or slow it down in any way, and that's what the Columbus Fury has done so far.
Well, and when you're serving short, that certainly does help because it kind of gets in the lane of the approach of that right side attacker. So Columbus Fury not serving bullets. It's not fast, it's not hard, but it's strategically placed to eliminate some of those offensive weapons on the Indy side of the net.
Okay, we'll see where Megan Lush serves. She doesn't go hard, like Audrey said. And again, there's a successful setup for blocker Abby Walker.
I think the ball just lands on her side of the net, so she was in the right spot, just didn't reach over to get a point off of her block.
Columbus Fury first to the red zone. They're at 20. Ball still alive, but that'll be 4 hits for Indy.
Yeah, player under the net. A great pursuit by Lydia Martin to get that second contact, but her heel went under the net. Violation, so easy point for the Fury.
And Fury just couldn't handle that one.
Great back row attack there by Baird. Well done.
Tom goes to Kaylee Cox, goes off the block and out of bounds. Point Fury.
Love the placement of this set. That ball was set inside, not all the way to the antenna. Let's take another look at this. You see where Kaylee Cox lands inside, which means that that was a tempo set that goes right over top of the middle attacker.
Ashani Taylor finds that sideline on the Fury's side.
When she is in rhythm, she is unstoppable. The PVF Player of the Week, March 18th. Again, just an unstoppable right side attacker for this Indy Ignite team.
Tom goes to Ramelsburg. Tough one to handle after it hit that blocker.
Yeah, Ramelsburg was trying to go for a tip in the left front area of the court, never cleared the net, so she's got to get a little bit in air under that ball in order to place it where she wants it.
And that serve by Lydia Martin was long. Point Fury. Kaylee Cox will serve it up for the Fury. Baird attacking. Cox handles it. Megan Lush with that beautiful swing of hers.
It's so rhythmic, it's so fluid, and she gets her feet to wherever the bump set goes and takes a nice big rip at the ball. She takes advantage of the block being not hip to hip on that one. Nonetheless, goes deep with it and finds a way to score for her team.
All right, and Indy burns their last time out of the set. They trail it 18-23. And the fans, they're super excited. Again, this is the home court of the Columbus Fury. It's also the home of the Columbus Blue Jackets, who've also been having some great success lately. So Columbus is a fun town to watch your professional sports, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Nationwide Arena, as we say, it gets packed, it's fun, it's a great atmosphere. And these fans, they know volleyball, they appreciate great play. And they're here to support the Columbus Fury, whether they win or lose. They always are here. They show up for their team.
And let's talk about how you can help support Fury player Megan Lewis. She's hosting something tonight called All's Together. It's a game to honor her grandmother and her great-grandmother, raising funds and awareness for Alzheimer's. For every kill Morgan Lewis gets, she'll be donating $2, and she'll double it if it's her own kill. And for every block the Fury gets, she's donating $10, and she'll double it if she gets one. And we'll tell you how you can donate in a moment. But first, we want to see the end of this first set. Off the head of a Johnny Taylor. And Rapach runs into those long arms of Kate Baird.
Well, Taylor gets blocked, and it goes off of her head. They recover, and then just an awesome block there by Baird. What a difference she's making. It's not just her swing, all the other things she does so well.
And she's 6'3", and then again, you add in the arms. The attempted attack there by the Ignite goes out of bounds. Fury now at set point.
Tom-Com able to hold the block with the deception of her release, puts her outside hitter one-on-one. Fury, set point.
Kaylee Ramelsberg will serve it. Baird off speed for Indy. Indy still alive. Baird will go back to serve. Again, in professional volleyball, it's rally scoring, so you don't have to have the serve to win a point. You just have to attack like that with Megan Lush. Off the Fury blocker, though, and out of bounds. Point Indy.
Abby Walker taking the ball off the head with her block. They might need a timeout just to give her a moment to recover from that.
Yeah, Columbus will take one of their 2 timeouts in the first set. Fury leading it 24-21. We'll talk more about this Morgan Lewis All's Together game that's happening here at Nationwide Arena tonight. Again, for every kill that the Fury earns, Morgan's going to donate $2 to awareness of Alzheimer's, and if she gets the kill, she'll double that money. For every block the Fury gets, she's going to donate $10, and she'll double it if she gets a kill. And fans watching at home, you can contribute to this cause and help Morgan Lewis. The donation page is act.alz.org/go-to/Morgan Lewis 30. So you can also find that on the Columbus Fury site, I'm sure.
Absolutely. If those of you that follow Morgan Lewis, she has been posting on it, about it on social media. You know, tonight's match, as you mentioned, it's just more than volleyball. It's about making a difference. And Morgan Lewis, just what a great woman she is to, you know, do this for her grandmother and great-grandmother and the nearly 7 million Americans living with Alzheimer's currently.
Yeah, she's doing her part, that's for sure. She played 5 seasons at Oregon. She hasn't played yet tonight, but she's a regular sub for the Fury. And that ball was touched on the attack, so that'll finish the first set for Columbus. They take set 1, 25-21. Again, it's the best of 5. Columbus takes the first one, 25-21 over the Indy Ignite. We'll take a short break and be right back with more Professional Volleyball Federation on YouTube.
Lights, it's up. The Indy Ignite are taking over with nonstop action, athleticism, and an experience you will never forget. Indiana's first ever professional women's volleyball team is lighting up the Fishers Event Center this season. Tickets are on sale now and going fast. Join the fan firestorm in supporting these unbelievable female athletes and creating memories you won't forget. Get your tickets at indyignitevb.com today.
Some days are long, some nights never end. I'm on the fleeting seconds flight, I pray to the coming wind. And timelines never stood around for me. I love every sky I've ever seen.
Las Vegas, the 2025 Pro Volleyball Federation Championship is headed for the bright lights. Catch the top 4 teams battle it out in the PVF semifinals Friday, May 9th, and the final 2 meet in the championship Sunday, May 11th. It's the match for $1 million in Las Vegas. Tickets on sale soon.
Welcome back to Nationwide Arena, home of the Columbus Fury. They're hosting the Indy Ignite. I'm Erica Robbins along with Audrey Flaw. And at the break, what you didn't see was the Fury hosting a couple of women's volleyball trailblazers. Talk about these 2 women briefly, Audrey.
Yeah, we mentioned Meredith Rice. She serves as club director and recruiting coordinator for AVC. And our very own Abby Walker began her volleyball journey at AVC before she started playing for University of Cincinnati and the Columbus Fury. So Meredith Rice, one of the most well-known club directors in the state of Ohio. And then Diana Ford. I mean, this woman dedicated decades of her life to the game of volleyball. She's been a head coach at Miami University, Otterbein Capital, Bexley High School, and beyond. And she is just a remarkable woman, just dedicating so much of her time to trailblaze the path for so many other women in the sport of volleyball.
They are amazing women. And again, Meredith Rice and Diana Ford with their recognition this evening. We are so happy they were here. And Diana Ford is currently the coach of the DG Warriors volleyball program. And if you're just joining us, the Columbus Fury took set 1 here against the Indy Ignite by a score of 25-21. They lead set 2. And this is a very long rally. Indy Ignite finish it from the middle with number 22, Lydia Martin.
Lydia Martin, she's first in the PVF in kill percentage. And there you see a spectacular quick attack from her, wonderfully executed to end that very long rally.
Yeah, and we talked about how important kills are in shutting down the Indy Ignite offense, but the Ignite, even though they lost the set, they won in the kills stat column with 13 in set 1. The Fury had 11 kills.
Yeah, so important to take a little bit off of your intensity when you're swinging that time. Rapach does a great job of placing the ball where it needs to go down the line.
Also, the blocks were big. If you're just joining us for the Fury, they had 11 blocks in that first set. That really helped put a stopper on the Ignite's offensive attack.
There you see number 12, Cece Crawford with the tip. Left side blocker moves in. There's a lot of room in that left front area of the court to tip in if you're a middle attacker.
Ignite. And off the slide for the Ignite is Cece Crawford out of Wisconsin.
And there you see her athleticism. She's so fast, and her setter, Hilly, gets her one-on-one. You can see how she just takes that ball, rips it cross court for a kill.
And speaking of kill, a big one from the middle for the Fury, number 18, Kaylee Ramelsberg.
And again, it's Tom Kahn's way of setting. She holds the middle blocker just long enough. They're on the way down as Kaylee goes up to swing big. Interesting way of setting, and I don't think you'll see any other setter execute as Nutsara Tomcom does when she releases the ball.
There's another big block by the Fury. Abby Walker and Isabel Rapach. More on number 15, Nutsara Tomcom, the setter added to the Fury. She played for the Mojo last season, and then she went over to Asia and was playing professional volleyball, so they just brought her back to the Fury and back to the league. On March 23rd was her first match against Atlanta here at home. And again, I watch all the Fury matches, whether I'm here or not, watch on YouTube, and she just added so much to this team.
Yeah. I'll tell you who's fun to watch on this team as well. It's Megan Lush. Take a look at that. Wow.
And again, if you follow the Fury all season, she had some time off with an injury, and that's when the Fury suffered some losses without Megan Lush and her leadership and that arm on the court. And there she was using a left hand just to keep the ball alive. Again, it's Lush. She's so smart and picks apart the defense. And Isabella Rapach goes with her weapon. Her strength is so quick and strong, and right down the line is one of her favorites.
Yeah, and what I love about that entire play was just the patience that the Columbus Fury showed. And just as you mentioned, Megan Lush just varying her shots, making it difficult for the Indy Ignite to have a solid transition swing. So patience, and then finally Rapach with a kill.
And Indy Ignite again runs into that big block of the Fury, led by Abby Walker, and I believe it was the setter, the 5'5" Tomcom. Yep. Giving a hand. She gets up. Hilly goes to the left pin. Again, a very long rally. These girls are so athletic. Ignite handled Rapach's sideline attack that time, and it's Teeler who finishes it.
Well, Teeler finishes it, but did you see in the midst of that rally how many times Fury put the ball in her defensive area of the court? So she's not an offensive factor, so you're trying to get out the best offensive player and block and dig everybody else. So strategy almost paid off, Teeler ending it with a kill.
There's another point for Indy. Fury lead at 7-5. Still serving for the Ignite, Cece Crawford. That one is long, point Fury. Back to serve, Megan Lush. Grew up in Kettering, Ohio. Played at Penn State. Again, a huge leader on the floor and on the bench for the Fury. She's in her second season with the Fury. Kaylee Cox on the attack for Columbus.
Sarama is playing defense out of her mind. She is doing a good job of reading the play before it happens, and again, giving her team an opportunity to get a solid transition swing. Kaylee Cox, she came to play tonight. I'm so impressed with not only her offense, but the things she's doing in middle back defensively, staying deep. Nothing's hitting the floor around her.
Yeah, and the Columbus Fury staying up. They lead the second set 9-6. Really came out in the first set and led the majority of that set. And as we mentioned in the Open, the last time these teams played, the Ignite took the first 2 sets, and then it was the Fury who took 2 sets. So you can't relax.
Yeah.
You can't go to sleep. You can't just relax and wait for it to just finish.
Yeah.
It's a 5-set. It could be a 5-setter even if you take the first 2. So
Yeah.
every point is important.
Every point counts. Obviously, every point's important, and you have to forget about a good play, a bad play, either way, and get ready for the next ball. These 2 teams match up really, really well. I love the way that both setters are trying to establish middle, opening things up for the outside. But I'm really impressed again with Tom and her delivery on the ball. She's very deceptive. Sometimes her back is toward the net, so you can't really read what she's going to do because you don't really see her hands. I just love watching her play at 5'5". Again, an 18-year veteran of professional volleyball. She's putting on a clinic tonight.
She sure is. And again, it's the setters that run the show on the volleyball court, and both these teams have great quarterbacks on their team. Hilly goes to her middle. The Fury handle it and go with Rapach. Again, it's Rapach. And there's the setter, number 15, Nutsara Tomcom, with a little left-handed dump.
Sarame, what a great dig, extending herself to get that ball up to her setter, and then it's Nutsara Tomcom putting the ball, again, the right back area of the court where Teeler is playing defense.
Hilly goes to Teeler, who's blocked. And the Ignite can't keep it alive, point Fury. Fury lead at 11-6 in set 2. Megan Lush, she'll serve. Entering the match for the Ignite, number 14, Anna DeBeer. ACC Player of the Year at Louisville. All-American all 4 years she was there. Unfortunate service error by Megan Lush will bring the ball back to the Ignite side.
Well, back to DeBeer. You want to talk about a competitor, 4-time All-American, 2023 ACC Player of the Year, as you mentioned. I mean, this young lady can play, and she competes hard, and I'm excited to see what she will do for this Indy Ignite now that she's got the nod to play front row.
Attack error there by Kaylee Cox, little wide. Point Ignite. Trailing by 3. Tight one at the net for Tomcom. She can't recover it for the Fury. It's now a 2-point lead for Indy. Sydney Hilly, the setter, serving for Indy in set 2. Tomcom goes to Kaylee Cox. And that's the beauty of the setter. You attack wide and you have an attack error, and then your setter comes right back to you so you can recover.
Yeah, that's right. Kaylee Cox really holding up in serve receive to not be rattled by the first error that she made by passing too tight to the net. That time passes it on a dime, gets a kill as well.
Again, it's Cox. Off the block and out of bounds, Point Fury. Cox, just one of 3 rookies on the Fury roster, and she has really settled in nicely here in Columbus. Hilly tries the surprise set over the net. Tom again goes to Cox, who's blocked. Again, it's Cox. It's blocked, but out of bounds. Point Fury.
I love the courage that Kaylee Cox is showing right now. She's got hands in front of her, and she is not letting down at all. Has to take multiple swings in order to get the kill, and so she is tough, tenacious, and what a talent she is here for the Columbus Fury tonight.
And again, the Fury, I wouldn't say on fire, but it's a slow burn, Audrey. They have like led this whole second set, and they're hanging on to the lead right now at 14-9 in set 2.
Well, I love the strategy. They're serving smart, not necessarily with high velocity, but they're serving to certain players in certain area of the courts so that the offense is a little bit more predictable. On the offensive side, they're trying to take out some players. They're trying to take out the best attacker. I'd be really anxious to see how many digs Teeler has, and when she's not digging the ball, how many balls are actually going to her area of the court. We mentioned it already. Take the best attacker out of the offense so that you can focus on the other ones. So Teeler, you know, we're going to get you her stats here in a second, but her hitting efficiency, probably not what we're used to seeing in terms of the number of kills. We'll see if she can handle the defensive pressure that's being put on her right now.
Yeah, Taylor only has, she has 2 kills on the night so far, which is unusual for her. And she's had a negative efficiency. So the Fury doing well in that plan and strategy. Taylor tried in the middle, but the Fury was there for the block.
Well, Sydney Hilly's trying to vary the offense, pushes her middle behind, puts Taylor on a 2-ball in the middle, and loving the block for the Columbus Fury. Very disciplined, doesn't get rattled on that play. Big hands in front of Taylor for a block and a point.
Here's the big block in the middle again by the Fury. De Beer gets the kill for the Ignite.
De Beer has a great point of contact, nice and high, goes deep with the ball cross court. And there is the point for number 14, De Beer.
Ignite trailing by 5 in the second set. Fury took the first set. Tom-Com goes to Kaylee Cox. Now it's Rapach. That attack was wide. Point Indy. De Beer with the service error. That'll be a point for Columbus and take us to our media timeout. Fury leads set 2, 16-11. You're watching the PVF on YouTube. Welcome back to Nationwide Arena and the PVF on YouTube. I'm Erica Robbins along with Hall of Famer Audrey Flaw. And it sure is exciting for the hometown crowd as Columbus leads this second set, now 17-11, and blocking has been big.
Yeah, Columbus Fury, that's their 10th block so far. Kaylee Cox, what a night she's having. 7 kills and contributing a point there with that great block on Teeler.
Hilly goes to Teeler. Megan Lush handling that overpass kill so well. But then the attack was a little long and wide for the Fury.
Cox wanted that one so bad, but Lush and Sarame in the backcourt are doing a great job of keeping the ball alive, and it's that defensive attitude. Sarame just laying out and just down that line, a hard swing by Teeler. She controls it perfectly. So Paula Sarame doing a just spectacular job. I couldn't be more happier for that young lady. Just giving it her all tonight.
Yeah, and we talked about Megan Lush, who had missed several matches in the Fury season with an injury, and she's a huge leader on and off the court. She grew up in Kettering, Ohio. She lives here in Columbus. She played for the Fury in the inaugural season of the PVF. And again, she's a real leader, so they love to have her on the court, and she's a real leader all the way around. We talked about her great arm swing, but defensive plays like that, Megan Lush is just incredible.
Yeah, the thing about Megan Lush that sets her apart from other players is everything she does is at a really high level. We mentioned her arm swing. We mentioned her defense. We mentioned serve receive. I mean, you know, players like that don't come around very often. And she's been maintaining that high level of play for so many years. So Lush, captain of the Columbus Fury, and doing a great job tonight.
And a big one for the middle, Kaylee Ramelsberg for the Fury. Fury now lead at 18-12. Kaylee Cox serving. Rapach is blocked by the Ignite.
Well, Cece Crawford was well known in the Big Ten when she played at Wisconsin as being one of the best blockers in the conference. She is so quick, moving laterally. Great setup there by Baird on that pin. So Crawford closing nicely and no room for Rapach to hit into.
A serving sub for the Ignite, number 11, Anise Havili. Indy players scrambling. We almost had them in our laps, but Fury get the point.
Yeah, and that was a double sub for Indy Ignite. Grace Wade is the opposite as they bring in the back row setters. So double sub there for Ignite.
Yeah, Wade played at Purdue. The Ignite have 7 former Big Ten players on their roster. The Fury have 6 players that played at least 1 year in the Big Ten. There's another point for the Fury.
Well, that point really should have been Indy Ignites, but Megan Lush just never giving up on the ball. This is a bump set at a system set that went over the net. Lush somehow recovers and is able to get a point.
And going with her offhand, the left hand, just to keep it alive. And DeBeer gets the back line on the Fury side.
Yeah, you always have to know where DeBeer is because she is hot from front court and back court. And there you see a nicely executed swing deep in the line, down the line there for the Fury offense. Sorry, for the Indy Ignite offense.
DeBeer's attack did not go over the net. That'll be a point for the Fury. And here comes the double sub for the Fury. Wilma Rivera and Morgan Lewis into the match for the first time. Rivera will go back to serve. She leads the team in aces with 14. And we mentioned Morgan Lewis and what she's doing for Alzheimer's awareness. Blocks and kills for her will be double money. There's an attempt. Ignite handles it. Ignite attacking, but the Fury's defense is there. Rivera again goes to Lewis. DeBeer runs into that Fury block of Morgan Lewis, and that'll be a double donation, $20 for Alzheimer's.
There we go. Morgan Lewis doing a good job setting up that block. Abby Walker going hip to hip, reaching to the center of the court. Nice looking block there for the Fury.
And that's a kill by Grace Wade, former Boilermaker, back into the match for the Ignite. Number 5, Isabel Martin. She'll go back to serve. She was a 5th round draft pick, one of the 8 rookies on this Ignite roster. Megan Lush with a net violation called on the Ignite. Point Fury.
How much skill do you have to take a ball that's bump set to you behind your head and somehow find a way to score? Megan Lush just showing that it does not have to be perfect in system for her to find a way to score.
Megan Lush serving. Ignite attacking. Here comes Morgan Lewis. She runs into the double block of the Ignite.
And you see the intensity that DeBeer brings to the court. Her and Lydia Martin, just a beautifully executed block here. It looked like it was all DeBeer's hands that got on the ball. It's almost like her hands were on top of the ball, made contact with her hands and went to the floor so quickly.
Back in for the Ignite, the starters. Number 19 is Johnny Taylor on the right side, and back to serve the setter, Sydney Hilly. Rivera goes to Walker. She gets the kill for the Fury. It's now set point. Rivera goes to Cox. Taylor lucked out there. She was off balance in her approach.
A competitor, yes, as you mentioned, off balance, finds a way to score, but it's, again, set point for the Columbus Fury.
Serving for the Ignite, it's Anna DeBeer. Morgan Lewis blocked by the Ignite. They're staying alive at 18. Kaylee Cox a little wide on that attack.
Couple errors in a row for the Columbus Fury. We'll see, yep, Angel Perez calling a timeout to settle his group down a little bit. No need to panic here. They just need a good side out for the win.
Yes, the side out will win it. The Fury was up 24-16. So the Ignite's been on a little 3-4 point stretch here. We should mention that the championship city has been named. It'll be in Las Vegas this year. The Professional Volleyball Federation Championship will take place on May 9th and the 11th. And that'll be at Lee's Family Forum.
Yep.
What a fun venue for professional volleyball, the home of the Vegas Thrill.
Yep, and you can catch it on CBS Sports Network. It's going to be a great match. And remember, Erica, $1 million goes to the winning team. That will get dispersed among all the players on that roster. So it's going to be an exciting final there. We'll see what teams make it and what team comes up on top.
Right, and as we mentioned, this is the Indy Ignite's first year in the league. They are fighting to be in one of those top 4 spots. Right now, they're third. Tied for third with the Orlando Valkyries. Hilly goes to the middle. Again, it's the middle. The second attempt there was successful by Lydia Martin, number 22.
Well, Coach Perez has the option of double subbing again. We'll see if he goes to that tactic. Nope.
And Fury wanted the touch, and they got it. An Indy Ignite player touched the ball. That'll be set point for the Fury. They take set 2, 25-20. Again, it's the Columbus Fury leading the Indy Ignite 2-0 on this Saturday here at Nationwide Arena. We'll take a short break and be right back with more professional volleyball on YouTube.
I'm superhuman. Put that world on top of my shoulders. Anytime I day, I go to war like a soldier. Taking that risk and nobody is bolder. Time keeps ticking while I'm getting older. I'ma work it, I'ma make it. Like a boss bringing home that bacon. Got these kids trying to test my patience. Nothing gonna shake me, I'm not breaking. My life's like a movie scene. I'm a superhero, I'm the MVP. Everybody wants a little piece of me. And I can do it all like it ain't nothing.
Lights, it's up! The Indy Ignite are taking over with nonstop action, athleticism, and an experience you will never forget. Indiana's first ever professional women's volleyball team is lighting up the Fishers Event Center this season. Tickets are on sale now and going fast. Join the fan firestorm in supporting these unbelievable female athletes and creating memories you won't forget. Get your tickets at indyignitevb.com today.
Las Vegas, the 2025 Pro Volleyball Federation Championship is headed for the bright lights. It's the match for $1 million in Las Vegas. Tickets on sale soon.
From your favorite athletes to your favorite music, listen to everything you love and so much more with the free iHeartRadio app. From live play-by-play to your favorite game day anthems and the biggest sports podcasts in the world, the iHeartRadio app lets you take it all with you and stay connected to your favorite team wherever you go. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
I'm superhuman. Put that world on top of my shoulders. Anytime I day, I go to war like a soldier. Taking that risk and nobody is bolder. Time keeps ticking while I'm getting older. I'ma work it, I'ma make it. Like a boss bringing home that bacon. Got these kids trying to test my patience. Nothing gonna shake me, I'm not breaking. My life's like a movie scene. I'm a superhero, I'm the MVP. Everybody wants a little piece of me. And I can do it all like it ain't nothing.
Lights, it's up!
Welcome back to Nationwide Arena. I'm Erica Robbins along with Audrey Flaw, and we are at the 10-minute intermission as the Columbus Fury host the Indy Ignite. And joining us at our table is Dan Fisher, the head coach at Pitt. What a program, Dan, you have built in the last 12 years at Pitt. You got any secrets to your success you want to share here on YouTube TV?
No secrets. Getting lucky, working hard, and having some good players.
Well, you're able to recruit a lot of great players. One of them, the all-star, literal all-star for the Ignite, Lekator, member Mene.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, we only had her for 1 year, but she made an incredible impact on our program and helped us go to our first Final Four. And that's actually why we're here. We planned this trip to hopefully see her, but unfortunately she couldn't play then.
Yeah, she's injured for the rest of the season. What a loss for the Indy Ignite.
Yeah, you know, Coach, I loved watching your team play, and one of my favorite players, I'm a setter kind of person. I love watching setters. Rachel Fairbanks for you guys was just outstanding. I remember her as a club player and then having a spectacular career at Pitt. What did you like when you saw her and you recruited her? What were some of her attributes that said, hey, this kid is gonna be the kid I want to quarterback my team and get us to championships?
Well, at the time, I would probably say she was a setter and a hitter. We liked that she was a good all-around player and a good athlete, and I think over her career she became more of a true setter. But I want to say her team won 16 Open, so she's always kind of been a winner, and and certainly was that for us in college.
Yeah, she's tough-minded. I remember her as a junior player. I just thought, man, I'm scared of that kid. She's a competitor. But
Yeah.
you're seeing two great setters here. For the Columbus Fury, we've got Nutsara Tomcom. Well, how does her setting, in your opinion, differ from maybe some true American setters that you're used to seeing?
Yeah, she sets a style that I like. She sets a lot on her way down,
Yeah.
which can be a little tricky with how you connect with middles, but it certainly pin to pin, it's really beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and then on the other side of the net, Sydney Hilly, your thoughts on her? I'm sure you've seen her a lot as she had a great career at Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think they're both having good games, and yeah, we'll see what happens the rest of the night.
All right, Pittsburgh head coach Dan Fisher and the Pittsburgh volleyball team in the arena tonight. What do you think of professional volleyball as a college coach and what it's doing here in the United States particularly?
Well, it's really changing the entire market. I mean, I think there's just a lot of European players that are considering playing professionally in the U.S., maybe considering going to college in the U.S. so they can play pro here. And for a lot of our players, this is the first game they've seen of a professional game. So it's really neat for them to be able to kind of imagine themselves out here in the future.
Yeah, neat for you guys to be here. Thanks so much for coming, and keep cheering on the Fury.
I got one more thing for you. You're playing Penn State April 9th on the Big Ten Network. Last year, you guys split that spring match, right? What can we look forward to when we watch Pitt here this spring?
Well, really neat that we're getting an off-season game, on TV, but we're not going to put too much into the spring match.
Right.
We're going to look at new players, and I'm sure they're going to do the same thing. But we're at the point in our off-season where we really need to play other teams. We've been battling each other for a long time, so the girls are really excited.
Yeah, it's time. All right, well, thank you so much, head coach at Pitt, Dan Fisher. We appreciate you joining us here on the sidelines tonight.
Thanks for having me.
You're
Thanks for being
welcome.
here.
We'll take another break and be right back with more PVF Volleyball on YouTube. Welcome back to Nationwide Arena. I'm Erica Robbins along with Audrey Flaw, and you are watching PVF Volleyball here on YouTube. The Columbus Fury hosting the Indy Ignite, and the home team, the Fury, lead it 2-0. They took the first set 25-21 and then set 2 25-20. And in that intermission, we saw it's teacher night, Audrey.
Yes, it is.
Also
Teacher Appreciation Night.
Yes, yeah. Audrey, also a teacher here in the Columbus area, but we had some great teachers on the floor. One was just a lucky girl, and the other one, wow, what a recipient she is. The 2025 Ohio Teacher of the Year, Danae.
Yeah, Danae Pinkney. She was 2025 Ohio Teacher of the Year from Twinsburg. And she will talk a little bit about her accomplishments as a high school English teacher in Twinsburg High School, of course, Twinsburg City School District. She was named the winner in August of 2024. She received a special surprise tonight as she received $529 from the Ohio 529 College Advantage Group. We'll talk a little bit more about that group here.
And the other one that got the big, literally big, $529 check was the lucky one. Katie Flays, a kindergarten teacher at Charrington Elementary in Westerville. She was a recipient who won in a random drawing that they had. So thank you to all of the teachers in the state of Ohio and around the country. This is Teacher Appreciation Night here at Nationwide Arena. The Ignite just moved ahead here in set 3 rather. They're up 2-1. Taylor serving for the Ignite. Courtney Lush's attack was wide. Point Indy.
She felt the pain on that. She saw open court, wanted it so bad, and you can see just a little bit wide on that execution.
Rapach with that great angle. And a kill for the Fury.
Well, if Rapach can come alive here in the third set, it could be a quick night for this Indy Ignite team. They're really being tested tonight against the Columbus Fury. Fury not backing down.
One-handed set by the Ignite. Lush attacking for the Fury. They just send it back with a pass. Kate Baird, great angle, and Ramelsburg can't get in front of it.
Again, it's the platform for Elena Scott that just puts up a sweet out-of-system bump set, and Baird just goes for it. I love the ball shaggers making some diving attempts here. Actually, that's a photographer. Lost his shoe. It's a fun night here.
He's
in
providing
Nationwide
some
Arena.
entertainment, unpaid entertainment. Tom Cobb goes to Rapach. And then with the quick set to Abby Walker in the middle to finish it.
Again, lots of balls going to Taylor in the right back area of the court, whether it's a hard hit shot or a tip, really picking on Taylor to make defensive moves in the backcourt.
Angel Perez, the head coach of the Columbus Fury, just so smart with his game plans. Attack for the Ignite by Carly Scott is long. Point Fury, we're now tied at 4s. Isabella Rapach to serve for Columbus. Has been playing professionally for 8 years. Wow, and flying out of the back row, she's just a rookie, Kate Baird, wearing number 99. Serving now for Indy, Cece Crawford. Tom goes again to Abby Walker in the middle, and again it's successful. 2 in a row.
Yeah, the most unexpected set choice there would be your back's to the net, you're about 8 feet off the net, and look what she does with the ball. She pumps it to the middle of the court. That's a no-look set.
It's
beautifully
seriously, it's like a
executed.
yoga
Yes.
pose that you look at someone doing and you could never do it. You could never do that if I was on the volleyball court, never. She tried to go once again to the well of Abby Walker, but it didn't work that time.
You know, most setters are trained to get the ball at the highest point possible, and she does do that. And then there's times when she's at the highest point possible and she comes down slightly. So it really messes with the middle blocker on the other side of the net, which, as a result, gives her hitters opportunities to score.
Her hitter, Kaylee Cox, goes nice and strong, so it goes off the block and out of bounds. Point Fury. Ignite, go to their big gun Teeler, and she gets the kill. Substitution in for the Ignite to serve. Number 6, Kylie Muir. She played for the Vegas Fear last year. Played in college at Minnesota and also for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Rapach runs into the Ignite block.
You know, one of the reasons why Rapach got blocked on that is the ball is not clearing the net very high. So she needs the ball set a little bit higher so that she can go up and over the block as opposed to right into the belly of the block.
Teeler for the Ignite gets a second kill in the set.
A Teeler coming on strong on that right pin. Again, 3rd in the PVF in points and total kills.
And head coach for the Ignite, George Pageant, making adjustments that we talked about. Teeler waking up or becoming more alive, then that's what needs to happen for the Ignite to be successful. Hilly tries to go to Teeler.
Oh.
She runs into the block this time.
Cox is having quite the night. One-on-one with Teeler and finds a way to get in her face and get a big block point for her team.
And you gotta love the camera system here, the Bolt 6 system, the 22 cameras that catch those lines, so you don't need line judges in professional volleyball. Indy up by 2, back to serve. Lydia Martin, she wears that Q collar around her neck. It's a preventative measure to help with concussions. She's had several. Tom goes to Kaylee Cox. Martin handles it. And Baird is blocked this time by the Fury.
I just have to mention, you know, the parity in this league, you cannot throw lineups out on the court. You cannot throw records out on the court. This is a very competitive Columbus Fury team that's ahead right now. 2 sets against one of the top teams in this PVF league, and they're playing with courage and they're playing really well tonight. Columbus Fury doing an outstanding job of going toe-to-toe here with the Indy Ignite.
And there's the veteran for the Fury, Megan Lush, getting the kill and finishing the point for Columbus. We're now tied at 10s. I think, Audrey, as just someone who watches the matches as a true fan, but Columbus, yes, they are at the bottom of the pack, as you mentioned, but they've had some unfortunate events this year, like Isabella Rapach was sick early in the season, missed some matches. Then Megan Courtney Lush went down, and now Tori Stringer is out. We had to make a setter substitution. We have Tom, who is phenomenal, but she just got here.
Right.
So there's 7 matches after tonight left for both of these teams in the season.
Well, and that's, you know, Angel Perez, head coach of the Fury, really wants to build. And that is his vision, is just let's get people that want to be here in Columbus, Ohio, that are great, talented players, and let's keep building. This may not be the season that he had wished for, hoped for, but boy, they are playing some great volleyball here at the end of this season.
Yeah, and 5 players on the Fury roster are Ohio natives, so that's very important to Coach Perez. What a battle at 11s in this third set. That attack by Kate Baird was wide. Point Fury.
Again, going to mention it again. Free balls, tips, Teeler playing a lot of balls as she's extending to play them. No longer an offensive weapon. This Ignite team has got to find somebody else other than their superstar on that opposite pin to get points. And Baird's been doing a great job. We'll see if Hilly starts working in the middle a little bit more, especially Lydia Martin, first in the PVF in kill percentage.
A little long that time for Kaylee Ramelsberg. We're now all tied up at 12. It's just been back and forth in this third set. Tomcom goes to Lush. She loads the gun and swings hard, finishes it for the Fury.
And again, it's the delivery by Tomcom. She's coming down and then releases the ball, really wreaking havoc on the middles for the Indy Ignite. Their timing is off, and if your timing's off against Megan Lush, she's going to be able to use your hands.
Hilly. Then Tomcom, the 2 setters battling it out that we talked about at the beginning. Oh. Another long rally. Columbus block goes out of bounds. Point Indy.
Goodness, the defense by Kaylee Cox. I know that that point did not go the Fury's way, that it was a hit off the block for the Indy Ignite, but Kaylee Cox really doing a great job. She is playing lights out defense in the backcourt for the Fury.
And Kaylee Cox, one of the rookies for the Fury out of Western Kentucky. There's that, I like to call it yoga pose kind of set by Tomcom.
You know, as a setter, the base is good set, then above that, smart set, and then the top of that triangle, if you're looking at the quality of a setter, is the tricky set. And Tomcom is that 1% kind of setter that can make that tricky set. Back to the net, dishes it to the middle. It's like poetry in motion.
Indy almost hit that, but that was wide. Point Ignite.
Great defensive effort there by Lush. Competitive spirit of the Fury is really showing here in this match.
It has been nip and tuck here in this third set. We're tied at 14s. Kaylee Cox. Fury wanted the touch. Not happening this time. Indy take the lead, 15-14.
So close, so close.
Yeah, no touch and the ball out of bounds. So Ignite get the point. Here come the Fury. Cox again. Carly Scott got a handle on that ball that was rolling down the net and put it back on the Fury's side. We're now at the media timeout with the Ignite leading set 3, 16-14. We'll take a break and be back with more PVF Volleyball on YouTube.
We have to do
Welcome back to Nationwide Arena, where the home team, the Columbus Fury, leads it 2-0, but we're in set 3. And the Indy Ignite is now up 17-14 after the media break. It is Teacher Appreciation Night here at Nationwide Arena. The Ohio 529 College Advantage is thrilled to sponsor the Columbus Fury's second annual Teacher Appreciation Night match. And we appreciate all of the dedication and the tireless hours that every teacher, including my partner, Audrey Flaw, pours into every student. And since 1989, Ohio 529 has helped families nationwide save for their students' college or career training after high school. With tax-free Ohio's 529, you can pay for qualified expenses at any four-year college or university, two-year community college, trade, or vocational school, apprenticeships, or certificate programs. You can learn, plan, and start for as little as $25, all at collegeadvantage.com. The Fury get the serve back, 15-17. Abby Walker serving. And as we mentioned earlier, the Ohio 529 College Advantage gave out 2 big checks in the break earlier this evening. One for Danae Pinckney, the 2025 Ohio Teacher of the Year. And then the second was a recipient who won in a random drawing, kindergarten teacher at Charrington Elementary, Katie Flays. So congratulations once again to those 2 wonderful teachers. And again, thanks so much to all of the fabulous teachers out there and that are here tonight at Nationwide Arena. Indy Ignite trying to get this third set. They're up 18-15, but that serve is long for Carly Scott. So it'll bring it back to the Fury side.
All right, this third set has been interesting, back and forth, and Fury down by a couple. They really need to get a little push here. A string of points would be super nice for the Fury.
Hard to do when you have Kate Bard attacking for the Indy Ignite. She just signed last week.
Yeah, Baird is just, as we mentioned, a talented outside hitter, does so many things well. That time, just a deep, hard shot in middle back. And then Indy Ignite, again, with another service error, giving some easy points to this really hot Columbus Fury team.
And Kaylee Cox has been hot for the Fury, both at the service line and attacking. Tomcom goes to Lush. Sealer, the big hitter for the Ignite, and it looks like we have a touch on the Fury side.
Now Taylor, you can see just the power that she brings, a nice high shot. You can see the movement of the ball changed. So definitely a touch there on that swing. Taylor, Fury does not want her to get hot.
No, and Fury not using their challenge because they know they touched it. Baird again with a touch by the Fury. Made it tough for the back row players to get to.
The Fury now putting up a triple block against Baird, trying to work on defending some of those angles and playing defense around a triple block, but finding a way to score. Baird, in her experience, is kind of trumping right now the block for the Fury.
Yeah, and it's those attackers for the Ignite that have really come alive in this third set. And speaking of coming alive, the crowd always comes alive when these guys hit the floor. It's the Mobsters, very popular here at the Columbus Fury's home court. They do a lot of fun stuff on social media.
Yeah, if you don't follow the Mobsters, you definitely should. Their videos are so fun. They've got synchronized dances, and they're just a bunch of cool dudes having a lot of fun and just magnetic personalities, and they're a little intimidating. They play a poker face pretty well, but a lot of fun behind the scenes for
They
sure.
are a lot of fun, and again, they are fan favorites and lots of great stuff here for the fans tonight. We are Giving a lot of love to the teachers. It's Teacher Appreciation Night here at Nationwide. Of course, the Stars are on the court. The Columbus Fury, the home team, but these professional athletes for both teams are just so fun to watch. And we thank you for tuning in and joining on YouTube TV. The Fury go with Isabella Rapach for the kill this time. Timeout worked for Columbus.
Rapach splitting the defense in the backcourt. Well executed here. A little ricochet off the block definitely helped make it difficult for the backcourt defense to play the ball.
Ramelsburg back to serve for the Fury. Unfortunately, it's a service error for Ramelsburg. Point Indy. Now it'll be Kate Baird out of Stanford to serve for the Ignite. Tom goes to Rapach again. Great angle and finds the open floor on Indy's side.
And when you need a kill, who do you go to? Your big-time right-side attacker, Isabella Rapach, delivers one right here between the two blockers and splits the defenders in the backcourt as well. Double sub here for the Columbus Fury. Morgan Lewis in the front court. Wilma Rivera, one of the top servers in the league at the service line.
And she leads the Fury in aces. Morgan Lewis, the other sub with the attempts. Rivera will go to Lush this time. It is touched by the Ignite, Point Fury.
Well, this is a very interesting set here. Only down to the Columbus Fury with their best server on the end line.
And the Indy Ignite wants to use their first timeout of the set to talk about it. Columbus on a little run here, and again with that double substitution kind of mixes things up and changes the vibe.
Yeah, well, it's actually a bigger block because you've got Nutsara Tomcom in the front court at 5'5", Morgan Lewis, a lot more physical on the right side, and you put your best server on the service line, so it's a double win there for the Columbus Fury. Very strategic, smart move by Columbus head coach Angel Perez.
We talked about that, and yes, Rivera, the top server on the team for the Fury, and the attacker that was so big recently is Isabella Rapach. She leads the Columbus Fury with 234 kills coming into tonight and a kill percentage of over 19.
Yeah, she's a star on this Columbus Fury team. They really rely on Rapach. And right now on the right side, again, Morgan Lewis, a great blocker. She's going to have to bring some heat offensively. Roll shots aren't going to work against this very defensive-minded Indy Ignite team. And especially, you don't want to put the ball anywhere near Elena Scott, the libero for Indy Ignite. So we'll see how strategic this next serve and defensive play is for the Columbus Fury. If Ignite can get a nice pass here and get to 23.
All right, Wilma Rivera still serving for Columbus. Megan Lush with that left hand. Rivera goes to Morgan Lewis. Taylor answers for the Indy Ignite to finish the point.
Yep, when you need a point, you're going to go to the two-time ABC All-American from Kentucky University of Kentucky opposite hitter, Taylor, with a big swing there, a big kill.
Taylor played at the Valkyries last season. That's what's interesting about this PVF, the league. You can get to know the players. And there's a great roll down the net. And lucky break for Megan Lush on that one.
Okay, at this point, when you're the Fury, you have to serve tough. You want to get Ignite out of system. You want to get this 2-point disadvantage. You want to chip away at that and tie this one up. Great serve out of system.
Lush gave him a tough one. Speaking of tough, Carly Scott, but here comes Morgan Lewis. Again, it's Scott, and it goes off the block and out of bounds.
Yeah, the Columbus Fury really needed Lewis to do a little bit more than just a soft roll shot into the defense of the Ignite. Ignite, as you saw, transitioned. Nice high attack off the block. Scores a big crucial point for them there at 24.
24 is set point here in the third. Columbus took the first 2 sets. Again, it's the best of 5, so the Ignite needed this one to stay alive tonight, and they got it. They take set 3, 25-21. So it's Columbus leading 2-1 after 3 sets of play. We'll take a short break and be back with that 4th set here on YouTube.
I'm superhuman. Put that world on top of my shoulders. Anytime I day, I go to war like a soldier. Taking that risk and nobody is bolder. Time keeps ticking while I'm getting older. I'ma work it, I'ma make it. Like a boss bringing home that bacon. Got these kids trying to test my patience. Nothing gonna shake me, I'm not breaking. My life's like a movie scene. I'm a superhero, I'm the MVP. Everybody wants a little piece of me, and I can do it all like it ain't nothing.
Lights, it's up. The Indy Ignite are taking over with nonstop action, athleticism, and an experience you will never forget. Indiana's first ever professional women's volleyball team is lighting up the Fishers Event Center this season. Tickets are on sale now and going fast. Join the fan firestorm in supporting these unbelievable female athletes and creating memories you won't forget. Get your tickets at indyignitevb.com today.
From your favorite athletes to your favorite music, listen to everything you love and so much more with the free iHeartRadio app. From live play-by-play to your favorite game day anthems and the biggest sports podcasts in the world, the iHeartRadio app lets you take it all with you and stay connected to your favorite team wherever you go. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Las Vegas, the 2025 Pro Volleyball Federation Championship is headed for the bright lights. Catch the top 4 teams battle it out in the PVF semifinals Friday, May 9th, and the final 2 meet in the championship Sunday, May 11th. It's the match for $1 million in Las Vegas. Tickets on sale soon.
Welcome back to Nationwide Arena. I'm Erica Robbins along with Audrey Flaw, and I'm not sure if you can see Kyle flexing right there, right by the net post. He's awesome. He's a floor mopper with clean fellas. They make the mess go away, and he just did a whole lot of push-ups during that commercial break. I'm exhausted watching him.
Yeah, the Jumbotron had the flex cam up, and the fans were given the, the guns and showing their flexing ability, but Kyle did a bunch of push-ups, flexed, and boy, he was impressive.
And his guns are like tree trunks for arms, so yeah, good job, Kyle. Bravo on that.
One of our clean fellas making the mess go away.
They certainly do, and look at that. That first kill by the Columbus Fury, just catching that back line. Columbus opens the 4th set, 1-0. Taylor's attack is long for Indy, and no one for the Fury touched it. So point number 2 for Columbus.
And take a look at the strategy. A short serve causes a little bit of a jam. I think Taylor had a great approach, but nonetheless, it wasn't as smooth because the player that was on serve receive kind of got in her way a little bit. So just causing a little bit of disruption. That's what the short serve will do. We'll see if Taylor does get a touch off this block, if the point goes Indy Ignite's way or remains a point for the Columbus Fury, as the call was initially no touch.
It is our first challenge of the match this evening. Each team gets 2 challenges per set. If you win the challenge, you get to keep it. But as Audrey said, Indy asked for this one, saying the ball was touched. See it right there.
Yeah.
Looks like there was. So Indy will keep their challenge and get the point and get the serve back. We're now tied at 1s in this 4th set. Good use of the challenge call there by Coach George Pageant. Tomcom goes to Rapach.
Oh, Taylor.
Yeah, super athletic. She was like on the ground, fell down handling that first hit and still got up and smashed it.
And before that, she jumped to block, right? Came down, as you said, played the ball, gets a kill. What can't she do?
These are amazing athletes on this court. And for Columbus, it's Kaylee Cox on that right side, really having a great night tonight.
Yeah, that's rotation 1, where she's going to be playing that right side of the court, and we don't typically see her get a lot of sets from that area, but you can see a talented arm is a talented arm no matter where it is on the court.
Lush attacking for the Fury. And it was Kaylee Cox taking the second ball and setting it so well for Megan Lush.
Oh, Megan Lush is a great out-of-system attacker. She finds the ball, even if it's coming behind her or over her right shoulder from the backcourt, finds a way, gets her feet to the ball, finds a way to score. That was a great replay where you saw her ability to get her feet set and hit cross-court deep.
Hilly goes to Baird. They go to her twice. Fury handles it. The block hits the antenna. Point Fury.
Yeah, in that particular play, Taylor kind of got out of her usual position, ended up in the middle of the court and had to kind of figure out how to play middle. She was blocking pin to pin on that one, as Cece Crawford was taking over on the right pin.
And what a big hit from Cece Crawford for the Ignite there.
Well, that's a Wisconsin connection there. You've got Hilly as a setter, Cece Crawford as a fast middle. Love the way Hilly sets her again. Not always all the way back to the antenna. Short sets behind work for Crawford.
Lush for Columbus finds that back line and nails it.
Love the defense I'm seeing from the Columbus Fury. Sarah May and Cox, parallel lines in the backcourt, getting the ball up, and then a beautiful set by Tomcom to Lush for a kill. Nice volleyball we're seeing here from both sides of the net.
Hilly goes to Baird. Second time works. Point Indy.
You know, we have to talk about Baird's performance against Orlando. She came in, she didn't start, she came in the 3rd set, and she got 20 points, 17 kills, 2 blocks, and an ace, and that was a 5-set win where she was a pivotal player in that one when she got subbed in. So Baird has the ability to turn a match around, and they certainly need her again here tonight against the Columbus Fury.
Baird is serving. We're all tied at 5s. Tomcom goes to Lush. She runs into the Indy block.
Ball dying a little bit to Lush. Low, tight, inside. You got to be able to handle that type of set, and Lush wanted it back. She was upset with herself for trying to get that hard kill. Went into the belly of the block on that one.
Tom goes to Rapach this time. She's blocked from the other side by Indy.
There he is, Kyle, our Clean Fellows guy.
Indy on a 3-point run right now. Rapach shuts down the streak.
Rapach so stoic in the way she plays. Don't get a lot of emotion from her. Every once in a while, she'll release her emotion when she gets a big kill. And she's an intense player.
What a big hit on the left side by Carly Scott. She played for the Valkyries last year, but played her college ball at Michigan. Goes right through those blockers. Indy leading 8-6. Cece Crawford serving, but it's a service error this time. Point Fury. Megan Lush will go back to serve. Kaylee Cox runs into the Indy block this time. Hilly to serve for Indy. Tom goes to Abby Walker.
You know, there's got to be a lot of communication between middles and setters because Tom really can't see where Abby Walker is. Those finesse plays are so super hard, those connections with your middle. Tom and Abby Walker seem to be in great rhythm with each other, even if Tom doesn't know exactly where she's going to be on these somewhat broken, I wouldn't say broken play, but as she's moving forward, not knowing exactly where Walker is going to be. So that communication piece is huge.
Teeler from the middle this time gets the kill.
Yeah, I love that play that Sydney Hilly is calling right now, giving Teeler an option to hit a ball from the middle of the court. Lots of angles to hit into, just a different look offensively. So Hilly really mixing it up and getting a point with her sneaky offense that she's running right now.
Defensive specialist Kylie Murr in to serve for Indy. Teeler hits it so hard it goes flying out of bounds off the Fury block.
Nice team defense by Indy, just getting good positive touches on the block. Elena Scott, I think one of the best liberos you're going to see here in the PVF. She is so talented and just a rookie. Her future is so bright. Handles the ball beautifully.
Fury handle Baird. Ignite handle Lush. And Tom goes to Ramelsburg. Broken play for Ignite. Here come the Fury. Great hustle by Tom. Lush puts it nice and high. Baird finishes it for the Indy Ignite.
Both teams are going to need to take a breath. Kylie Murr in the backcourt for Indy Ignite. Actually a libero as a defensive player right now, former libero for this team, saving the ball, doing a great job of extending the rally. That was a long one. Both teams need to take a breath here.
Yeah, we'll take a break too. We'll be right back with more PVF on YouTube. Welcome back to Nationwide Arena. I'm Erica Robbins along with Audrey Flaw and the Columbus Fury hosting the Indy Ignite this Saturday night. The Fury up 2-1, but they're down in this fourth set. Indy serving, leading 12-8. Columbus just took a timeout to talk about it. And a little miscue there.
That was kind of funny.
Right, they're laughing about it, but I was like, oh,
Yeah,
the timeout.
okay.
They did not talk about that in the timeout. But this service error for Indy will help the Fury. They'll get the serve back. Indy goes to Baird, their big gun on the left pin. Again, it's Baird. She goes right down that left sideline.
Kylie Murr with a great dig in the backcourt, extending out to play the ball, saves the rally for her team. Again, you want to give your team an opportunity to score. Murr does that by her great defense in the backcourt.
Ramelsburg with the kill for the Fury.
Now the serve pass game right now for both teams is on par. This pass for the Columbus Fury right on target gives Ramelsburg the opportunity to be set. She finds herself one-on-one and then just crushes that ball left back corner.
Tomcom goes to Lush. The defender, Elena Scott, was down on the ground. It looks like she slipped and was definitely out of position.
Yeah,
she was already on the ground before the ball got to her.
Little slick spot there. Elena Scott could not get under the ball. Her feet slid under her. And as you mentioned, she was already down before the ball got hit. So our clean fellows went there and cleaned it up.
They make the mess go away, don't they? Here comes Indy. Columbus is there, and again they go to Ramelsburg with the kill.
Crawford for Indy Ignite sends an easy tip over the net, easily played by the Columbus Fury. And there you see Ramelsburg showing how to swing big and swing away from the block. Big point.
Columbus now within 2. Indy goes to Teeler. She puts a stop on the Columbus scoring for now.
Yeah, you don't mess around. You need a point. Hilly knows. She's going to go to Teeler. Teeler's going to deliver. That's a really hard shot right there in middle back. Cox wants that one back.
Tomcom to Lush, and the power was just incredible in that one.
Well, the tempo, the power, everything looks so good. It's not even pushed all the way out to the pin so that the hand-to-ball contact for Lush happens faster. So it is just a beautifully executed, fast attack by Lush.
Fury staying within 2. Back row attack this time by Teeler for the Ignite. And that'll be our media timeout with the Indy Ignite leading in set 4, 16-13. We'll take a short break and be back with more PVF volleyball on YouTube. Welcome back to Nationwide Arena. The Columbus Fury hosting the Indy Ignite. Columbus leads it 2-1, but in this fourth set, the Fury down. And Indy serving. Back to serve, the newly acquired Kate Baird. Tom goes to Rapach. She'll go again to Rapach. And 2 tries for Carly Scott on the Indy Ignite side. She finishes the point for Indianapolis.
Yeah, I love when hitters recognize that, hey, taking a little bit of heat off the ball is what I need to do. That time she sees that the block is not formed perfectly, just gets some nice hand-to-ball contact, takes a little bit off, roll shots in the middle of the court.
Rapach goes nice and strong to get the kill for the Fury.
Sarah May delivers a beautiful set to her right side. Again, Sarah May, the libero for the Columbus Fury. You got to be good on defense, and you got to be able to handle the second ball perfectly, and she delivers a great assist.
Here's
to her
the double
teammate.
sub we saw earlier tonight. Morgan Lewis in the front row for the Fury. Wilma Rivera to set and serve. Kate Baird flies out of the back row and gets the kill for Indy.
Yeah, Elena Scott handles that tough serve by Rivera. It's a tough topspin serve, comes at her pretty quickly, but her platform is so good. She's able to handle that ball, delivering a beautiful ball to her setter.
That substitution, the server, Isabella Martin, it was long, service error. She'll go back out. Lydia Martin also came in. Megan Lush will go back to serve for the Fury. Down 15-18. Fury block, Abby Walker. Also new in for the Fury, you see her there, number 16, Raina Terry.
Yeah, you see this triple block again. Columbus Fury putting in Raina Terry to help knock down some of that cross-court angle, and it works out for them.
Yep, they put up the big block, and that forced Carly Scott to go wide. Fury now within 1, so the Indianapolis Ignite will take a timeout to talk about it. As we mentioned, these teams have met 3 times earlier this season, Audrey, and 2 out of the 3 were 5 setters.
Yeah, and very close scores. And so this is a team, you know, Columbus Fury, you don't want to mess around with them. And on their home court, they feel like tonight could be their night to knock off one of the top teams in the league. But this Indy Ignite team loaded with talent. Teeler really coming on in the later part of this match, and we're seeing just what she's capable of doing. Columbus Fury kind of got away from that strategy of making sure she's playing a lot of balls defensively. So we'll see if they go back to that or not. And Raina Terry, as you mentioned, is on the floor for the Columbus Fury, not only helping with a triple block against Baird on the opposite side of the net, but Raina Terry, big arm, big swing from her as well.
Yeah, Raina Terry has 170 kills so far in her first season with the Fury. She's a rookie. Played at the University of Illinois, but grew up here in Central Ohio. She's from Marengo and played club volleyball at Mintonette. Megan Lush serving, she goes floater. And big hit from the middle for the Ignite, Lydia Martin.
Wow, what a set by Hilly, setting the quick attacker on her knees. Again, the short serve was executed to try to prevent that from happening, but Sydney Hilly making the impossible set look so easy.
Rivera goes to the big gun that the Ignite have not seen until just now. Raina Terry.
That's a lot of Raina Terry coming at you. She had a great approach. Take a look at that powerful arm. Gets a big point for her team.
Trouble for the Ignite, but they get another try. Again, it's Raina Terry. Almost for Raina Terry to keep that one alive, but Carly Scott gets the kill.
Yeah, the point was kind of lost when Ramelsburg went up and executed a really easy tip. You've got to come back with a tip strategically placed or power, because if it's just a nice high shot, defenses are going to eat you apart.
Morgan Lewis for the Fury goes long. No touch. Looks like we will have a video review, a challenge by the Fury. They want the touch by the Ignite.
Well, at this point, the Columbus Fury really needs to string together a couple points. You don't want this talented Indy Ignite team to get too far ahead. So this replay is really going to be critical for the Columbus Fury. We'll wait and see what the final call is.
And oftentimes coaches will use challenges like a timeout, whether it was touched or not, again, to stop the bleeding or stop the momentum.
Yeah.
Just a shift in what's happening, whether there really was a touch or not. Again, you get 2 challenges per set. Both teams still have their challenges. Looks like we see a bent finger there on Kate Baird. So Fury keeps their challenge. They win the points, and they get the serve back.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge point for the Fury. They got to feel happy about winning that challenge. Now just down 1.
Tom goes. Really nice floater for the serve. Raina Terry with an impressive textbook kill.
And that was a short serve that ended up being an overpass. So you can see sometimes don't need a lot of velocity in order to win the point off your serve.
She goes floater again. And it's the overpass that Raina Terry makes them pay for. Fury now take the lead. Therefore, the Indy Ignite will take a timeout, their first of the set. The crowd is excited. The mobsters are back up on the floor. Columbus hasn't led for a long time in this fourth set.
Yeah, and you can see how important the serve pass game is. We can't stress enough the placement of the serve by the veteran 18-year pro volleyball player, Tom knows exactly where to put the ball. She's going to put it short in front of Teeler. Not only is Teeler now going to have a hard time running her route offensively, but Teeler's not a great passer. So this is a win-win in so many ways for the Columbus Fury. Tom needs to keep doing what she's doing and placing the serve exactly where Coach Angel Perez wants her to.
Right, and the addition on the court of Raina Terry.
Oh, wow, yeah.
A rookie, and wow, the arm and just the fire that she brought on right when the Columbus Fury needed it here in this fourth set. Tom is serving. Columbus now leading 21-20. Again, she goes with that floater. And Lydia Martin runs into the big block of Columbus.
Ramelsburg reading this play. Look at that, how she lines up, blocking that cross-court shot by Martin.
Tom again to Raina Terry. It goes off the block and out of bounds. Point Fury.
A great block touch by Ray Potch, slows the ball down, easy transition play. Terry, lots of power behind that right arm.
Teeler, the big arm for Indy. That one off the Fury block and lands on their side of the floor, unfortunately. There's another look at that play. Lydia Martin serving for Ignite. Ramelsburg is wide with that attack. Indy now within 1. So now it's the Fury that will use their last timeout. They lead it in set 4, 23-22.
So exciting. I'm, you know, you don't want your analysts to be speechless, but I'm kind of speechless.
No, I do not. I need to.
I'm just enjoying the intensity here. You can see how important this serve is for Indy. Got to get the Columbus Fury out of system. Force Tom Com to run off the net. You don't want her working her magic at the net. If you're the Columbus Fury, the exact opposite. Get that ball to Tom Com. Let her work her magic. Right now, I believe she's got all 3 hitters front row. We'll verify that when they come out of the timeout. But this serve pass battle right now is so important. If you're the Columbus Fury, you don't want to go 5 sets. I mean, you know, let's just kind of get this one over with. So this point is critical for both teams. Either it's going to be a tie at 23-23 or the Fury's going to be up. And Tomcom does have everybody in the front row. They're stacked. They're in rotation 1. So all 3 hitters you're going to see here are in the left front side of the net.
A loaded gun. Let's see if we get to use it. Back to serve for Indy. Anise Havili, the backup setter. Raina Terry brings the heat and gets that ever important point for the Fury. We are now at match point in Nationwide Arena. And Raina Terry is back to serve.
Teeler front court. We'll see what kind of strategic serve gets used right now. And you're going to see a blocking substitution. Janice Liao is in for the Columbus Fury. She's actually in for Megan Lush. She's not a true left side. That's completely for a bigger block against Teeler.
Teeler, she's the gun for Indy Ignite that you want swinging. She keeps Indy alive.
Megan Lush back in.
Still match point. An ever important serve for Johnny Teeler. Hits the tape. Tomcom goes to Megan Lush. And the veteran and Columbus Fury tagged player gets the win. 25-23 in set 4.
What a match. You saw the speed of that approach by Megan Lush. No block in her face because of Tomcom. Tomcom has been a bright spot for this Columbus Fury, but it was a team effort for the Columbus Fury. Raina Terry coming in clutch here at the end of the 4th set. Again, Tomcom serve got them ahead a little bit and hands over a loss to the Indy Ignite. They're now 12-9, and the Columbus Fury, that was their 6th win of the season. They're feeling good about it. We talked about how they wanted to punch a team in the face, and boy, they certainly did that tonight on their home court.
Yes, and we didn't have to do it in 5. We got it done in 4. Columbus took it 3-1. If you look at the rest of the season, there's just 7 matches left for both teams. A biggie that the Ignite will have to face, they'll have to play Orlando on February 25th. And seeing this team, the Columbus Fury, the team that we saw show up tonight, they got to face Omaha, Orlando, and the San Diego Mojo are their next 3 matches, and those are the top tier of the PVF right now.
Yeah, but right now, Columbus Fury has nothing to lose. They don't care. They're not playing, to get into the Final Four.
Right.
They're just playing for their own pride and competitive spirit. We're seeing it tonight, and we'll see if they can extend that, as you mentioned, with the few matches that are left here.